Hello friends, now we'll see the isometric view of this given object. Its front view is given, top view is given, and the speciality of this object is what? So there is semicircular portion, circular portion, non-isometric surface and trapezoidal slot, means one of the best example to learn. So if we see it, its total length, this 30 plus this radius, the length is 90, its overall width, so this radius 30 means it is 60, and height of this object is 70. So the very first part is what? We have to draw the isometric box having these three dimensions, and origin is on left hand side, means its length will be on right hand side. So first we'll prepare the isometric box, and then for the isometric box, what we have to do? Simply first mark the horizontal line and then immediately mark the vertical intersecting line like this, and intersection of these two lines is origin. It is the origin. Now once we mark the origin, then we can mark 30-degree lines on both sides. One will be on left hand side and other will be on right hand side, passing through the origin. This is on this side. And after marking these three lines, so these are the three isometric isometric axis. It is the length axis, it is width, and this represents height as per this example is concerned. Now immediately mark its length 90 on right hand side, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80 and 90. This is going to be 90, then it is 60, 20, 40, 60, and always I tell, mark the height 20, 40, 60 and 70. The most important thing while preparing this box is what? Once you mark the height, so immediately you remove the axis. You remove this axis. Means height is perfectly 70, 60 mark is there, 90 mark is there. Afterwards, from this, you go on marking vertical lines. So when this 60 is there, from 60, mark this vertical line. From this 90, again, mark the vertical line. Then 30-degree inclined line towards right from this height, we have to mark like this. Immediately 30-degree on this side like this. Then again from this intersection, 30-degree line will be on this side and 30-degree line on right hand side, means parallel to length like this. And this is what? The isometric box. So the length is 90, width is 60 and height is 70. Then afterwards, what you have to do? Observe the sketch carefully, its front view and top view. In isometric view, knowledge of orthographic is very important. And at the same time, as I told, this box means it is the isometric view when we consider that front view as a rectangle like this. So if we consider this rectangle in this way, front view as a rectangle, its top view is rectangle, then its isometric view is this box. But if you see carefully, so the major portion from the front view is missing. Means well in the beginning, straight away you can cut that portion. So first you can cut this rectangular part and then later on this triangular portion, means whatever this portion is there. So if we cut from this box itself, we get some basic shape, and by that way our isometric becomes simple. Then how to cut it? How to cut it? From this, from origin, the height is 20, and from this side, if you see it, 30 plus 30, 60, means initially from this 90, that 60 by 50 rectangle, we are going to cut 20, 30, 60. How we can cut it? Means that remaining part is going to be, it is going to be 30 only. So from this line, draw a vertical line, and from this line, from 20, you have to mark this horizontal line, like this. Then this rectangular portion we have to cut completely, and for cutting it, so mark this line in this way. Similarly, from this also we have to cut this, and whenever there is a rectangular cut, what happens? So we'll be removing almost 5 lines. How we can remove these 5 lines? Observe neatly. So these 5 lines I am removing. So it's a rectangular cut. So with the help of eraser, you can easily remove this. And if you follow this technique while drawing the isometric view, so you can draw these isometric views very fastly. Correct. So 5 lines are removed, and always we'll have to add 3 lines. Then how these 3 lines are there? So in many examples, this technique will be useful. So observe carefully. So how you can draw this? So from this, line parallel to length, third edge. Only 2 edges are there at this place, so third edge you have to mark like this, or if little bit more is there, anyway that is the light line. So from this there will be a vertical edge, vertical line like this, and from this intersection, this line, and automatically if your drawing accuracy is there, so all these will match. So these 3 means that rectangular cut we have taken. Then afterwards again there is a one triangular portion also, easily we can remove. And how we can remove? It is 16 from the top, means from this 16. So it is 15 and 16 will be somewhere here. Then from that what we have to do? Once we mark 16, then immediately join it. From 16 to that corner. So from this 16 to this corner. With the help of normal scale for you, it will be very simple task. This triangular portion we have to cut, means throughout this length, it is not existing in the front view, means from the box completely we have to cut it like this up to this. Again it is very simple. For triangular cut also we are going to remove some lines, and these lines are going to be, this line will be removed, this will be removed, this will be removed, means it is not existing at all at that place, and this will be removed. And after this only we have to add one line. That line is parallel to this line. like this. Perfectly it will match. See, if you see that front view, its basic shape is something like this. Directly we reach to this point. Then afterwards what we have to do, always go on drawing the simple and outer portion earlier. The portion which is more simple and the outer, that you go on drawing earlier, means here this semi-cylindrical portion you can draw. Then you can draw this slot, and afterwards at the end you can draw the circle. So even though circle is missing, its effect will not be that much. So first we'll draw the outer portion, means whatever the part is there. Now we get the basic shape of this object simply with this cut, and this problem will become easier. Now we'll go on drawing the first outer portion. Outer portion means this semi-cylindrical and this slot. That slot is not tough. Initially we'll draw this semi-cylindrical portion. For semi-cylinder, always what we have to do? Simply we have to mark. So the size of the semicircle is 60, means radius is 30. First mark this center, and this center is perfectly at its center. So what we have to do? For marking this, once we mark the center, so it is 60, means this is 30. I can mark this center over here, and on this side also at a distance of 30, 20 and 30. So this is the center. Means with this center, what we have to do? Draw the parallel lines to length and width. This is parallel to length and it is parallel to width. And for drawing this semicircle, automatically we are having a rhombus of 60 by 60. There is no need to draw the rhombus. Then these obtuse angles, 120-degree angle corners. So these are going to be two centers. But we have to draw the semicircle, only this center will be used. And one more center we have to get on this side instead of getting four centers. So we have to use only two centers. Then for those two centers, what is the logic? Means first you join this corner. So whatever this corner is there or center, we have to join with a midpoint of opposite side. From this point to this point. Similarly, this center we have to join to this point. Correct. And the intersection of these two is going to be one center and this is going to be another center. With these two centers, we'll be drawing the semicircle. For drawing the semicircle, what we need? We need the compass. Put the compass at this place. And then you are supposed to use this compass from this and keep that compass at the midpoint of opposite side. Perfectly. And it's perfectly matching. Means your drawing is accurate. It is accurate. Means from this center to this center, this is circular portion with this center, and immediately with other center. With other center means this is the center. With this center, what we have to do? From this portion, just check. whether it is matching with this. So if it is not matching, there may be little bit gap in the centers. Yes. So with this, it is like this. This is the quarter circular portion. And afterwards, what we have to do? So we have to shift. So this is the semi-cylindrical portion we have drawn at upper surface, then its lower surface is also semicircular, and for that shifting of few points is very, very important. And how we can shift it? Please see it very carefully. That, so these are the 3 points from which curve is changing. So one point is this, shift it by 20, means by this thickness. Again, no need to shift, it is going to be back side. Its center you have to shift by 20 like this. So up to 20 I have shifted the center, or you can draw the vertical line and on that you can mark this as the shifted center. And so this line also you have to shift it by 20, means it will match with this. It will match with it. So for this center, with this, from this 20 means perfectly at this place. I have marked that center on that line. Then what we have to do? Use the compass. First, again for this portion, the shifting of this center, it will be also by 20. Means even though from this you can draw perfectly line below it by 20. By 20 means that center also we are shifting, or if some more line we have drawn, then mark the center at this place. So that is going to be these are going to be 2 centers when we have shifted this semicircular portion by 20 mm in downward direction. Then with the help of this compass, first mark this portion. So with the help of this, what we have to do? So from this midpoint, this curve changes, or this radius and this radius is going to be 100% same, and if we mark it, so it will match with this. So this radius, if we draw, we can draw it like this, up to this only. Correct. So this is the quarter circular portion, and for this portion, please see it, it is very important. Shifting this part is very, very important. Before that, what you can do? So from this, you can mark initially a light line, light vertical line, so which is going to be tangent to this, and from this shifted center, from this point to this point we have shifted by 20, and reduce this radius, and you take the radius up to this. So from this curve changes, and if we mark it, so definitely it may touch this vertical line. So what we have to do? From this point to this point, up to that vertical, so you have to mark it, and I think that earlier line, so it became light. So make this quarter circular portion. Sorry. Actually its center is shifted by 20 mm in downward direction, and the radius of this portion is this much. So like this, you have to shift this semi-cylindrical portion. So we mark that quarter circular up to the tangent. So actually this is tangential to both these curves. From this, now we can mark this line like this. So it should be what? It should be perfectly tangent. So take care while drawing this. So it should join perfectly. So this is the tangential line. Then remaining outer portion. Now we have drawn this semi-cylindrical portion. Its thickness is 20, and afterwards it is throughout. So if you see from O up to this, there is no obstacle. There is a single surface. Then straight away by using this scale, we can mark this as dark. We can mark this as dark. This is 60. Then similarly, this line is 30. It is 30. It is 30. It is 30. Then any horizontal line? No. Means at a time you can mark all the parallel lines so that your speed will get increased. Then I'll choose vertical lines. This is vertical. It is vertical. Then this is vertical. Correct. Then line parallel to width. Make it dark. This also. Make it dark. Then outermost line. So this corner means this edge. Total is 60, but there is a gap of 20. That also you can mark over here. It is 60. From this you can start, mark up to 20. Perfectly 20. Then start, but leave the gap of 20 and then mark up to this. Correct. Now this is the non-isometric surface. This is the non-isometric surface, and this trapezoidal slot is over it. So whatever these two lines are there, these are non-isometric, but here length is given. So after 15 mm, we can mark that 40 mm over this surface. But do not mark this 15 on this line, it is non-isometric. So it is what? Non-isometric. Then in that case, what we have to do? First mark that distance 15 from this on this isometric line. So which is going to be over here. And then after that what you have to do? From this 15, mark the vertical line. From this 15, mark the vertical line on this non-isometric surface, means this surface, and then mark. So it's a critical part of this object or important part of this object. Means 15 we have taken over here. From this we have shifted on this non-isometric line, and this line is parallel to width. Now it is isometric line, and on this line again see in the top view. If you see this top view, the gap of 10 on both sides and 40 is there. So this 40 distance, by leaving the gap of 10 easily we can mark with the help of scale. Means 10 we have to leave, then automatically this internal distance is going to be, by leaving 10, 40 we have to take. On both sides we have to leave 10. So this is going to be 40. And now if we join these 2 points, these are the non-isometric lines. So here we are not going to transfer the length. So simply what we have to do, simply join these 2 lines like this. Its ends we have to join. So this end it will be like this, and again we have to join this end also, these 2 ends. This end. See, that is the slot on that non-isometric surface. At the same time, these 2 non-isometric lines also we have to join. So these are not parallel to 30 degree, means these are non-isometric lines. Like this. And similarly over here also. And again, whatever that slot is there, it is vertical. This edge is going to be hidden. It is going to be hidden. And only this is going to be hidden. Only this edge is going to be visible one. Then how we have to mark that edge? So whatever in that slot, the portion is there. From this point to this edge, we have to mark. So this is the slot, semi-cylindrical portion we have drawn. Then what is remaining over here? Only that circular hole of 30 mm diameter. And for that, again, so what I have told, the procedure is take the compass, and in the compass, what we have to do? So whatever the radius of semicircle is there, that much you have to take. So the radius of semicircle is 15. So it is 10, it is 15. And this 15 from the center, you have to mark on these 4 lines. So it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and it is 4. So these 4 points you can use for drawing the proper. Now this circle is in horizontal plane, means only the line parallel to width and parallel to length will be used. So through this point, line parallel to width, through this point, line parallel to width, and through these intersecting points, So it is going to be line parallel to length, and through this also line parallel to length. So these lines. So like this we get the rhombus. So all these are the very light line, and from this rhombus again, so these are the two centers where 120-degree angle is there. So these are the two centers, and from these two centers join the midpoints of opposite side. Join the midpoints of opposite side. How we have to join this? From this corner. See from one center its opposite sides midpoint. Then from this center automatically its opposite sides midpoint. Then again, so we have to join this center with its opposite sides midpoint from this. So it is going to be opposite sides midpoint, and from this center this opposite sides midpoint. Means like this, always whatever two centers of rhombus means 120-degree angle, these are going to be two centers while drawing the ellipse, means circle will be converted into ellipse, and from that join the midpoints of opposite side, means for this these two midpoints, and from this center these two midpoints. Now with the help of compass easily we can draw the ellipse. How we can draw the ellipse? So with this center, with this center and radius equal to up to the midpoint of opposite side, just we'll check whether it is matching. It must match. From this midpoint to this midpoint, 1. Then with the same radius, only you have to shift the center. Only we have to keep properly on the center. So that is very important. From this center to this center, with the help of same radius only, you can draw this portion. And now shift the center at this third position, third center, and its radius will be a reduced one. So this with such small radius difficult for drawing. See, first I will draw this portion, midpoint of opposite side, and if we rotate it, with this center this portion. So like this we can draw the ellipse. Again the question is what? So whatever the ellipse we are drawing, if its minor axis, this axis, if it is greater than thickness, then lower edge also it is going to be visible. And then for drawing that lower edge, simply what we have to do, a very simple procedure is what? So only there is possibility of this edge, then its center is over here. Shift that center by 20 mm. So by how much distance we have to shift that center? So whatever this center is there, this center will be shifted by, you can mark this vertical line and shift this center perfectly by 20. So this is going to be a center, and from this center take the radius. So earlier radius is how much? Earlier radius we can check. See, this is the radius. With this radius we have drawn this portion. So whatever this portion we have drawn with that radius. Then shift this center by 20 below it, and if some portion, if it goes inside of this ellipse, only that portion you have to draw it. Only that portion. And if it is not going inside, then don't draw. So this is what the complete answer of this question. And along with this, so always I'll suggest, don't miss the dimensioning. And dimensioning for the isometric view, do not give complete dimensions. So instead of that, only overall dimensions are more than enough. So they will get the overall idea about the object, and that is what expected in isometric. Detailed dimensioning is not required. So detailed dimensioning is must in orthographic, not in isometric. So this line and so this line. So dimensioning is also important part of drawing. We should be serious about it also. And so it is 60 centrally. Then draw the field arrows. So this dimension line should be very light, and centrally it is 90, and vertical dimension line, always we have to write that dimension towards left. It is 70. These are the 3 dimensions for this object. So it is the isometric view of this given object, which consists of circle, semicircle, shifting of the semicircle, and trapezoidal slot. When distances are given in trapezoidal slot, it is always simple. When angles are given, it's little bit difficult. In the drawing O, 60, 90 and 70, 3 dimensions are must. So if you like this video, you can share, subscribe and comment also. Thank you.